We have an audience full of NSS volunteers here, and we have conducted workshops in your colleges to stop child sexual abuse, what we can do to stop child sexual abuse, make home a safe space. And I would like to now invite one of our trainers who is, I'm sure so many of you know her. I invite Hanna John to come and say a few lines here. A big round of applause for her, please.
Thank you, ma'am. I can't see anyone. It's just me and black space all over again. I don't know. I was 4 when a cousin of mine called me up to the terrace to see the moon. He picked me up, made me sit on his laps, kissed me all over my face and told me, "You're a great girl, you're a good girl." That never stopped. Had to be a good girl every single day, every month, every day, and still continue to be a good girl. I was not expecting to say that, but yes, like you all said, it takes a lot of courage, and when you hear a lot of people speaking, you just speak too, right? So yes, like man said, I've got the blessing of having conducted workshops, talking to all of you people, and I got to hear a lot of stories. It stays within you, sort of, and now it's waiting to spill out. It's like the world needs to know that this happens and it needs to be put to a stop. So I've just gathered a few confessions that I'm going to confess in front of all of you. Let me tell you all beforehand, I'm highly underprepared. I didn't know that I was stepping on the stage under 5 minutes before. So stay with me. They say childhood is supposed to be soft. Like the lullabies our mothers hum late at night. But for some of us, childhood was a locked room with no key. A voice trapped in a throat that never learned how to scream. I walked through corridors heavy with silence, heard laughter that tasted like rust, watched as little hands shrank into themselves, afraid of the touch that came wrapped in trust. I've met girls with oceans in their eyes and boys who flinch at the sounds of footsteps behind them. I've met children who learn too soon that monsters don't live under the bed, they sit at the dinner table. And I've met ones who turned away, the ones who said it was just a misunderstanding, बस एक गलतफहमी तो होगा. The ones who whispered, कहानियां बना रही है वो. The ones who blamed, तुमने कुछ किया होगा. The ones who taught a child to swallow the truth whole because it was easier to choke in silence than to spit out the shame that was never theirs to hold. What do you say to a child who just learned that monsters aren't always strangers? What do you say to a mother whose love was clouded by fear and disbelief? What do you say when the ones to protect are the first ones to falter? This is not just their story. This is ours. Because for every voice we silence, because for every truth we dismiss, for every child we fail, we become part of the crime. Not all hands that touch are safe. Not all eyes that watch are kind. Not all silence is empty. Sometimes it is filled with the ghost of the children who never learned to say, "It was never my fault." And that is something we must never forget. So, what will you do now that you've heard all this? Listen closely. Some silences still scream. But I refuse to let silence win anymore. Not anymore. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.